Day trading live this morning, showing you my entries, showing you my exits, showing you the emotion of trading, showing you everything, showing you what I'm reading, what I'm seeing. So watch the video, watch it now. What's going on, guys? Before we get into the action, I know I always say this, but thousands of you watch these videos and only a handful of you like the video. So obviously I'm doing something wrong, or maybe you don't like it. I don't know, but if you're watching this video every day, if you're watching this video, hit the like button, leave a comment. That's all I ask. I'm not asking much. I'm not asking much from you. Take 1 second out of your precious day to hit the like button. Leave a comment. What stocks did you trade today? Let's get into the action. It's Thursday morning starting out here. I was keeping an eye here on ACET this morning. Thought about shorting it, and then pre-market, I was like, oh, I don't really want to short it. There's not much volume, but you can see this thing's down 50% on the day right now. It dropped down there from $7 down there to $3.10. Now, I was kind of looking to short here at this 360, 350 area. Just the volume was just really, really small. And I was thinking like, oh man, this thing's kind of holding the VWAP here. This might just kind of ramp up on me. And I don't really know if I want to short it right here pre-market. And now the problem is that there's a short sale restriction, so it's going to be a little bit harder to short it. So it's always, anytime you have that short sale restriction, it's going to be harder, because then you got to short on the ask, and you got to wait for the bid to pop up. So you can't just slam the bid with a short. And look at it, down there to 285 now. Whew. A little bit of a curl on it, getting a little bit of a curl. You can see a little bit of a curl here. So yeah, some serious resistance there, 240 area. So 240, maybe VTVT gets over 240, it might do something. Let's see if it bounces off this 192 area. Jump in there at 194, see if we can bounce off 192. If it doesn't bounce, it's going to jump out. And it's not bouncing. So jumping out of it there. Getting out there. What did I get out at? 190s, 191. No big deal. I just was not holding that. You can see that support there. Pre-market low there at the 192 area. Was hoping might get a little bit of a bounce there. Just maybe back up here to the EMAs. Back up there to the $2, $3. Maybe, you know, maybe right there to $2 one more time there on VTVT. Just not getting the bounce there. Playing it with a small in and out. We got EBIO here. EBIO. Let's look at the daily chart. Where's this thing got resistance at? 185 area. Might look for an opportunity to go short there. 185. So let's see if EBIO can get up there to that 180 area. There's still resistance. There's pretty big resistance there at the 175, but I like to see if it can get a little bit of a spike over that 175 area. VTVT finding some support there at the 184 area. So I was a little early on that dip buy. Trying to see why that found support there, I wonder. You can see a little bit of support the other day there at that 180 area. So that looks like it kind of kicked in there. This 260 area. See if OPGN wants to get moving here. There she goes above that resistance. Taking a look at where the next resistance is. Looks pretty clear. Maybe $3 area. Next resistance, that whole dollar. That whole $3 might be the next kind of resistance there. Looks like there's a gap in the chart as well. Some support there on OPGN at 260 area. Bouncing it up here. Getting filled there at 263. Looking for this move up above that 280s. Jumping out of there. Not liking that last little dip there it made. So basically jumping out for a 1 cent loss there. Playing it tight this morning. Playing it tight. See if this pulls back down there to the 250s. A lot of pressure here at 270. Wow. Cannot break it. That was not a good sign. Tons of pressure there. A lot of pressure going through there. A lot of buying pressure going through there at 270. Big, massive hidden seller sitting there. Big old seller sitting there at 270. That was crazy. There was so much volume going through there. People trying to buy their 270 break just did not go. So down $64 there on OPGN. Down $33 on VTVT. VTVT popping back up there from the 184 area. Up there to $2. ACET down there to 285 now. Woo. So there's a lot of buying pressure going on down here, and trying to get filled there at the break over 250 again. Only got 50 shares filled. See if it pulls back down and gives me the rest. There's definitely some buying pressure going on down there below 250. Some big buyers stepping up there. So let's see if these can pop it back up there. Taking it right there at 262. Big seller stepping up there at 265. So getting out of there before this happens again. So earlier there was a massive seller there at 270. And then you got a big buyer popping up down there at the 250. So I'm going to wait and see if we get above this 270 area now. Just playing small size this morning. Getting a little something going on here. Just scalping in and out. Watching level 2, watching the time and sales. So now that big seller stepping down. So now there's that selling pressure there at the 264 area. There's that seller again at 270 holding it down there. You can see this resistance there. 270 area. It's like a big hidden seller or something sitting there. But then you can see now we have a big bid. Now we got someone popping up on the bid there trying to buy 262. So there's a big seller at 270 and a big buyer at 262 right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see if this can push over 270 here. So breaking over 270, looking for this move up there above 280 now. Finding resistance once again there at the 274, 275 area, but we're going to give it a little bit of time here. This is looking like it wants to go higher. Big buyer there at 266 again. 266 buyer. 267 stepping up there. Come on, get it back above 270. Let's go. Let's run at 280. Get above 280, run at $3. Come on, I think so. I think so. I think so. 266, there's a big buyer. 266, 267 buyer stepping up there. Getting sold into, jumping out of it there. You saw how fast that big buyer got sold into there at 266, so I just jumped out. Oh, man. Tricky one. This is a tricky one, guys. Now, look at it. Getting crushed right now. Back down there to 260s. All that selling pressure. All that selling pressure there. So OPGN, looking like it's about to be, breaks 250. It might be done here. I think if it breaks 250, this thing's dead in the water. DOA, dead on arrival. Got the EMAs, got the VWAP, got everything going on right there at the 250 area. So it's got to kind of hold there. I think if it loses that area, the bulls are going to be scared and they're going to run away. All right, so you can see OPGN broke below this 250. Look at it now, down there to 245. It's got some support there at the 240s. Maybe it finds some support there. But overall, it just seems like there's a lot of selling pressure. It got to that 270. It got to that 270 area twice. There's a lot of volume in there. Look at this candle. You got 300,000 shares traded there. A lot of volume pushing up on this, but a lot of selling at the same time. So that's not a good sign. Either we got, you know, some massive manipulation going on. Someone's buying and selling to themselves, because there's also a big buyer trying to keep the price up. So there's a bit of a battle going on there. I thought, you know, we get over this 270 area, we get a nice little squeeze going. Everybody who's shorted in this area here would get squeezed out over 280. We might get that push to $3. We didn't get it. So I just been trading with small size, small scalps in and out. And it looks like I'm going to be done. It's 10 o'clock now. You can see, what am I down right now? I'm down $34 on OPGN, down $38 on VTVT. Add on the commissions and everything, probably about a $100 loss. I'm down about $100 on the day. Is it a big deal? Is it everything that I wanted? You know, obviously, I think this trade was probably the bad trade. If I could identify one bad trade, I would say this one was that bad trade. I thought it was going to push. It was looking like it wanted to push. If you watch the video, there was a lot of pressure. It was boom, boom, boom. It was banging, banging, banging. There was some serious selling pressure there and some buying pressure. It was just nothing but 270 printing, but it didn't go. So obviously there's some massive hidden seller sitting there holding this down. You can see that big wick there from 270 down there to 260. The key on this trade, the key today was really just with tight. The key today was just playing with tight stops in and out quickly. watching level 2. If you watched the video, you saw how I saw the big buyer sitting there at 266 on this trade right here. I saw the big buyer sitting there at 266. It started getting sold into, and I was like, whoa, time to get out, because it was just, because it started just selling into that tube. It started selling. They started selling hard into that 266 seller. I hit the hotkey. I got out. So basically, you know, I'm only losing 5 cents on that trade. So $25 on this trade, where it could have been a lot worse. It could have dropped all the way down here at 250 if I was being stubborn. You know, and if I was still holding this, maybe I was like, oh, I'm gonna let this hold. I'm gonna hold this one the rest of the day. It's gonna go higher. You can see what would have happened. Now it's down there at 246. This could easily go back down to the $2 area by the end of the day. This could easily go back down there to $2 by the end of today. So that's just part of it. We tried it. We tried to get some action. The action just what we tried to get some action. A little bit of forcing it, a little bit of over trading, a little bit of, you know, oh, I'm gonna try to make this work kind of thing. There was not a really kind of clear trade. ACET this morning, I mean, that would have been the trade. But like I said, it was just really hard to read. Pre-market, did I really want to jump in with, you know, 1,000 shares there at 350? Maybe. You know, looking at it now, it goes down to 260. Yeah, I wanted to, but obviously telling myself, you know, I've been burnt multiple times. There's been so many times where I've shorted a stock or bought a stock pre-market thinking, you know, hey, this is looking really good. And then once the market opened, it does the exact opposite. So it's really hard to read what's going to happen pre-market when you're trading a stock like ACET. This thing could have bounced back. It could have bounced back. It could have, should have, would have. You know, hindsight's 2020. I always say that, hindsight's 2020. But obviously, ACET just getting crushed this morning, down over $1 since, you know, I could have got in there 250. You could have got 40, 50, 60 cents easy here. I made instead of making a beautiful trade here on ACET, I made a couple bad trades on VTVT. You can see VTVT, it did kind of what I wanted it to do later on. You know, 1 minute later, it dropped down there to 185. It dropped down there to 185. It bounced back up there to 199. So it was doing it. It did what I visioned. It did what I was thinking it might do, but it just didn't work out. And it is what it is. So VTVT back up to that $2 area now. I'm gonna stay away from it. An OPGN getting down there. Let's see who's gonna break 245. About to break here. It's doing something. So, a couple stocks moving around this morning. A couple stocks kind of a little bit of over trading, a little bit of forcing it. But the key here was small size, in and out, scalping, not being greedy, not loading up. You know, 3,000 or 4,000 shares, doing something stupid. If I would have bought 3,000 or 4,000 shares at 270, and then I would have held it and been an idiot, you guys could be mad at me. But you know, really, I think this one trade right here was my one bad trade of the day. I think that was my one bad trade of the day. I feel pretty good overall. I feel like I was reading level 2 good. I feel like I was reading the chart, reading it all pretty good. You know, obviously this break over 270, it wanted to go. You saw the tape, you saw it. The action was there. People were stepping up. The buyers were stepping up. The buyers were stepping up. It wanted to move. If we got over 270, we easily would have broke 280, 290. I think we would have got $3 no problem. That would have been kind of, normally that's what we would have got, but obviously there's some massive pressure there, or some massive hidden seller that's selling into that, and just did not work out today. So every other day, I think this trade on OPGN would have worked beautifully, buying over that resistance there at the 270, getting that squeeze, getting that action. I think, you know, 99% of the time, this trade would have worked. It just did not work today. So that's just part of it. Playing it with tight stops, seeing that 266 seller, seeing that 266 buyer getting sold into, you know, just hammered into, was like, okay, red flag, boom, I got to get out of it. And that's what I did. So you can say, so take it as you want. I feel pretty good about it today. I felt like I was reading level 2 pretty well. I felt like I was reading time of sales overall. I was executing what I needed to do. And I think on most days, on, you know, 99% of the time, OPGN, I would have hammered a nice little winner on this one. You know, reading this bounce off the 250s, I was pretty happy with that. And, you know, it got all the way there to 270. So that would have been another 10, 20, you know, that would have been another 10 cents there. But it's really hard because it was, you know, you can see there was that pressure there. That big seller stepped up there. I was watching level 2. I was like, I got to stick to my rules here. If I see a big seller sitting there, I got to get out. I can't, ooh, I almost dropped my water. I can't force it here. So even though it looks like I was forcing trades, I feel like I was kind of doing what I was supposed to be doing. I mean, obviously, you know, this is the trade that I wasn't too happy about. This buying right here at 270. I bought a little early. You know, I bought a little early there. I'll admit it. I bought a little early. So that was my one bad trade. You can slap me on the wrist for that one. But it's 10-12, making a couple trades a day. You know, just trying to get better every day. It's a stepping stone, baby. Every day, growing, learning, and trying to become a better trader. And that's all I got. That's all I can give you guys. That's all I can give you. I tried my best. I tried my best today, and it just did not work out. So there it is. I will talk to you guys later on. Do me one big favor. If you do enjoy these videos, hit the like button. Also, why are you not subscribing? Hit the subscribe. Just hit the subscribe.